What do you think the next version of the internet will look like? In the wake of the Meta's recent announcement that they are pivoting from developing a social media platform to building what is calling the next iteration of the web, the hot word on everyone's lips is the Metaverse. It's hard to go online these days without seeing someone yelling about the Metaverse. Depending on whom you ask, it's the inevitable future of the internet or the billionaire's flight of fancy. A gaming utopia, an infinite office, a brain surgery, an NFT playground, a sci-fi illusion. Virtually every news outlet has published articles attempting to make sense of it all. So, what exactly is the Metaverse? Why did Mark Zuckerberg make it his new life's work? And why are the other tech companies pouring hundreds of millions of dollars into their own competing vision? What exactly is a VR, AR, MR, or XR? What role will cryptocurrencies and the blockchain play in the future? And most importantly, how is any of this going to impact your life? Understanding the Metaverse is complicated, especially because it does not exist yet. Since the companies like Epic Games, Nvidia, Microsoft, and Facebook, Meta, will stop talking about it, there is an evolving lexicon to describe the next iteration of the internet. So let's start with this one. What is the Metaverse? For some people, the Metaverse has a strict definition. It's an advanced version of the internet that you're inside of, instead of merely looking at. In this singular 3D world, you walk around as an avatar, interacting with other avatars. You can buy and sell virtual stuff, go to work, form communities, play games, and even wage wars. It's a combination of multiple elements of technology, including virtual and augmented reality, and video where users live within the digital universe. Supporters of the Metaverse envision its users working, playing, and staying connected with friends through everything from concerts and conferences to virtual trips around the world. So let's define Metaverse in this way. If the contemporary internet experience is a two-dimensional, meaning you browse and scroll through it on a screen, the Metaverse is 3D. You'll be walking through it via connected headset or glasses. It's unclear whether there will be one metaverse or many different separate metaverses, or any metaverse at all, really. But this seems to be the one constant. The Metaverse is an immersive next-generation version of the internet, likely rendered by virtual or augmented reality technologies. The venture capitalist 𝗪𝗫𝘁, whose February 2021 essay on the Metaverse has influenced Mark Zuckerberg, described the Metaverse as a successor state of the mobile internet and a platform for human leisure, labor, and existence at large. And he also said that right now we are in the cusp of the next internet. So when can we expect to see the Metaverse? Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of the newly named Meta, formerly Facebook, estimated it could take 5 to 10 years before the key features of the Metaverse become mainstream. But aspects of the Metaverse currently exist: ultra-fast broadband speed, virtual reality headset, and persistent always-on online world already up and running, even though they may not be accessible to all. Four characteristics of the Metaverse. At first, mirror world. A mirror world is a digitally rendered version of the real world where there are virtual counterparts of the real-life people, places, and things. Mirror worlds are often found in sci-fi, including Netflix Stranger Things, the Matrix film series, the novels, and the film Ready Player One. The Metaverse could be the mirror world designed to precisely reflect the physical world, or could resemble but entirely invented world one might encounter in the video games. The second, skeuomorphic design. This wonky term essentially means that the virtual object will be made to closely resemble the real-world ones. The Metaverse could resemble the physical world, in that it will often appear tethered to the physical and design of the reality, but it doesn't have to be identical to it. The third, digital twin. A digital twin is a virtual version of the real-life object or structure. The term was first introduced in a 1991 book Mirror World by David Galanter. Digital technology was first used by NASA to run the simulation of the space capsules in 2010. Microsoft in particular has emphasized the needs of the digital twin technology in building the metaverse. The fourth, avatar. An avatar is your persona in virtual world. The digital rendering of your appearance may look like you, resemble a cartoon, as popularized by the Snapchat's Bitmoji and Apple's Memoji, or appear as fantastical as furniture skins. So here comes the question, what exactly is a VR, AR, MR, or XR? And what is the key difference between VR and AR? At first, VR, virtual reality. VR is an immersive experience where one puts on a headset and sees and can operate within a digital world. VR currently uses a full headset rather than glasses, immersing the user in a 360-degree virtual world that they can move around in as long as they don't bump into the physical world. The second, AR, augmented reality. AR is a digital overlay projected in a real world. Think of Niantic's Pokemon Go, Snapchat's dancing hot dog, or even wearable like Google Glass. While Google Glass never took off, we could soon be peering through the AR-connected glasses like Facebook's Raven Stories or Snapchat's Spectacles. The third, mixed reality, MR. Mixed reality incorporates elements of VR and AR, but the exact definition is murky. A person can interact with virtual and real-world objects, and virtual objects can interact with real-world ones. For example, the Snapchat hot dog can dancing across the table without falling off the edges. At last, extended reality, XR. Extended reality is a catch-all term for VR, AR, and MR, concept that often overlaps. So lines between VR, AR, and MR might be blurred as the metaverse become a reality, making XR a more appropriate term. Then it's time to navigate many metaverses. At first, Neal Stephenson. Stephenson is a science fiction writer who coined the term metaverse in his popular 1994 novel Snow Crash. In the novel, the metaverse is a persistent virtual world navigated by the aptly named protagonist, hero protagonist. The second, massively multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG. These are the interactive games that form the basis of what many feels will be the metaverse. Millions of people interact in a shared space, playing games, building things, visiting virtual shops, or even going to the concert. Examples include the Fortnite, Roblox, Minecraft, or the NFT-based Axie Infinity. The third, Oculus and Horizon Workrooms. Facebook bought Oculus for $2.3 billion in 2014. While it's been a leading VR platform for years, Oculus may now be the portal for many hoping to peek at the Facebook's vision for the metaverse. Facebook has already introduced a virtual work experience called Horizon Workrooms, a sort of VR version of Zoom with legless avatars. The fourth, Second Life, an online virtual world introduced in 2003. Second Life is the only example of the social experience in the metaverse. Although not quite an MMORPG, it's not designed for the gameplay. Second Life remains an open-world social network with avatars. The metaverse might resemble a VR version of the Second Life. The fifth, non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Blockchain-based certified authentication of digital objects, which can allow proof of ownership of goods in the metaverse. The fame in the NFT shows that the definition of the ownership has been shifted, and we are now acknowledge them as asset of the meta beyond the world. At last, cryptocurrency and blockchain. Cryptocurrency will be a fundamental part of the metaverse because it allows the ownership of digital assets, and ownership will create incentive to invest. Adding to that, this kind of digital currencies are primed to be used as a payment system between various parties within the metaverse. Like as the metaverse world could be the potential alternative to the real world, cryptocurrency will be that of the centralized money. At last, why Metaverse? The metaverse is rapidly growing since the concept is slowly starting to become more mainstream as several big name companies are embracing it and some analysts are calling it the next big investment theme. 𝗙𝗂𝘁𝗃𝗲𝗿, the founder of the Metaverse advisory firm Metaventure, says that the Metaverse goes beyond VR or AR and technology itself and has the potential to be the ultimate equalizer of the first half of the 21st century by creating an actual global plaza for people to be included, integrating their physical and digital existence in an authentic hybrid experience. We are living in a moment of transition in the Metaverse. I believe even the way we refer to the Metaverse will evolve, 𝗙𝗂𝘁𝗂𝗿𝗲 told. Like in the past, we called the internet the web, infoway, and now the cloud. And it seems to be a more natural next step of the internet in which the experiential aspect will take place, he added. Then let's wrap up this video with the comments of the most famous proclaimer of the Metaverse. Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of the Meta, commented that, "You're going to be able to do almost anything you can imagine." Thank you so much for watching my video, and please subscribe to my channel and share your thumbs up. I will hop around the world and bring lots of thousands of funny stories to you guys. And see you again. Bye!